trying to get my stuff together as I go live on 3 devices. Oh, my goodness. Listen, I had to stop by and tell y'all these things that I am learning in real time. So let me try to position myself right. So I am currently learning about conversational intelligence. What is that? I'm going to tell you. I wanted to title this in a way that I spoke, right? So I said, how to talk to people. Because sometimes we don't know how to talk to people. So I want to help you with that. I want to give you language. I'm going to give you some tips and some strategies on what that looks like. Because I see a lot of conflict, a lot of anger, a lot of insults and projection when it comes to people having conversations. Say you share something and somebody's in the comment section saying all kind of stuff and you like, okay, so what did you just saw? What did you just read? Like what's going on, right? So conversational intelligence is the ability to effectively navigate and engage in conversations in a way that fosters mutual understanding, trust, and positive outcomes. It involves being aware of not just the words spoken, but also the underlying emotions, intentions, and dynamic at play during the conversation. Conversational intelligence. It's a thing. Look it up. Active listening. So here's some key components. Key components of conversational intelligence. Active listening. Truly hearing what the other person is saying, both verbal and non-verbally. This includes understanding the content, the context, and the emotions behind the words. A lot of times we're interacting with people and we don't have enough context of the content. We see something and we're like, oh, so you trying to say so and so, so and so. And it's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like we have to ask questions to get a better understanding so we can have a conversation. And I'm not saying that we're going to always agree. We're not going to always see things the same way, but we can respect each other's perspective. Okay? Conversational intelligence. And then we have to have that's first is active listening. Second, and that's not hurry up and say what you got to say so I can talk. Because a lot of times that's what we do. You're talking over each other. You can't hear each other. You just hurry up and say what you got to say so I can talk. So the key component of conversational intelligence is active listening. One of the key components. The second one is empathy. Being able to put yourself in the other person's shoes, understanding their feelings, perspectives, and concerns. Empathy helps build trust and strengthen relationships. That's empathy. Seeing it from their perspectives, putting yourself in their shoes. Okay? Empathy. Number 3, questioning. All right? Ask thoughtful questions, open-ended questions that encourage deeper dialogue. Good questions help clarify the meanings and uncover assumptions and foster mutual understanding. So, for example, I made a post about discerning who your Judas is. Judas is that person that should not be in your life, right? Because that's that person that's gonna cause some problems, right? So I shared a post that said that's all it was talking about, and somebody was in the comment section and said, "So you saying if people kill themselves, go to hell?" And I was like, "Where did you read that from?" Like, that's not what I post, right? So we have to ask questions to get understanding, right? We got to ask those questions. So next is number 4 is building trust. Establishing and maintaining a safe space where everyone feels heard, respected, and valued. Trust is the foundation of effective communication and collaboration. Trust, right? Establishing and maintaining a safe space. Some spaces are not safe. When I recognize those spaces are not safe, I don't do a lot of this right here. I just sit back and observe. When the space is not safe, I don't share. I'm sitting back because if you say something and people get upset, they take it the wrong way, you giving somebody feedback, the other person is triggered by it, and it gets real ugly. So I sit back and in it's social awareness, I see what's happening. Okay, let me see what's going on. Let me check the vibe out. What's it called? I think it's candor or something like that. So I'm aware of what's going on with people. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand what's going on with you and be aware of what's going on within other people. So just look at their reactions, look at their body language, right? Just pay attention to that, and you'll know what's a safe space and what's a not a safe space just by what is happening, what people are saying, their body language, how they're responding, reacting. Pay attention to that, all right? Managing emotions. That's the next thing I just was talking about, right? So being aware of your own emotions and the emotions of others during a conversation, managing them to keep the dialogue productive. This includes controlling impulsive reactions, being sensitive to the emotional tone of the conversation. Listen for the tones, because if there's a tone, there's a tone, there's a stone. When somebody, their voice elevates, they get upset, they get a little hyper. Something is happening. They may be a little triggered. So be aware of that. And maybe it's time to back away. Maybe it's time not to say something in that moment. Sometimes we have a lot to say, but it doesn't mean that you should say it. It doesn't mean it has to be said by you, okay? Co-creating meaning. Working together in a conversation to create shared understanding and agreement. This involves being open to other ideas, collaboration on solutions, and finding common ground. So that's the number 6 key component to conversational intelligence. So next we have adapting communication style, being flexible in how you communicate based on your needs of the conversation and the people involved. This means knowing when to be assertive and when to listen, and when to guide the conversation in a different direction. So if you see that people are triggered, if you see that the conversation is going to the left, then you can be flexible about being assertive. Okay, so let's change the subject. I see that a lot of emotions are going on right now, so let's switch the subject. Let's talk about something a little different. We got to be able to adapt to their communication style, because people communicate differently, right? So if we're able to adapt to that, if I see somebody saying a lot of stuff and they're getting very angry, I'm going to shift the conversation, because I know if I continue the conversation, it's going to continue to go left. We don't want that, right? Okay, so we have to adapt to the communication style. Why conversational intelligence matters? Because it improves relationships by fostering trust and understanding. Conversational intelligence strengthens personal and professional relationships, okay? It enhances collaboration. It encourages open dialogue, ideal sharing, collective problem solving, and teamwork, and making teamwork more effective, right? It matters. Conversational intelligence is very important. We need this in order to have respectful dialogue. A lot of times we don't have respectful dialogue. We're just projecting our hurt, our pain, and anger on other people because they see the world differently. We all have our own set of prescriptions, and we see the world based on those experiences. And you can't tell me what's right or what's wrong based on my experiences. It's like, you know what? I understand it. That's a different, I'm open. Okay, I'm open to seeing things from a different perspective, right? Conversational intelligence. And then it facilitates conflict resolution. High conversational intelligence helps navigate difficult conversation and resolve conflicts in a way that preserves the relationship and finds constructive solutions. So it ain't cussing people out and telling them they stupid, they dumb, and they don't know what they're talking about. It facilitates conflict resolution, all right? Conversational intelligence matters. It increases influence. It helps you to communicate more persuasively and inspire others, making you a more effective leader or team member, okay? And for practical applications when it comes to leadership, leaders with high conversational intelligence can motivate teams, resolve conflicts, create environments where innovation thrives, okay? In negotiations, conversational intelligence allows you to understand the other party's needs and find a win-win solutions, okay? In personal relationships, it helps maintain healthy and meaningful connections by ensuring that the communication is clear, respectful, and empathetic. Key words: clear, respectful, and empathetic. Overall, the conversational intelligence is about being aware of and skillfully managing the complexities of communicating to build stronger and more effective interactions. I don't know about y'all. We need more effective interactions, not interactions that's going to make you feel bad, interactions that's going to, just say all these mean, nasty things to each other just because we see things differently, right? It's okay. We're not going to see things the same way based on our experiences. So conversational intelligence, to sum it all up, it's the ability to have a conversation with someone that sees the world differently. and you come to a mutual agreement. You know what? I agree to disagree. I don't see it that way. Well, let me paint the picture. Let me tell you how I see it based on what I've experienced, right? And it's y'all coming together, having a respectful conversation, not a degrading conversation, not a beat you down conversation, not you wrong, you wrong, you wrong. Because you don't get to tell somebody they're wrong based on their experiences because you never walked in their shoes. So it's the ability to put on their shoes, put on their lenses and see it differently, seeing things differently. We're not going to see things the same way. This is why conversational intelligence is important. We have to learn how to talk to one another and listen. Listen to understand, not listen to tell them a piece of your mind and share your opinion. Because we all got opinions. We all got them. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's our experiences, our perspectives. So conversational intelligence is the ability to effectively navigate and engage in conversations in a way that fosters mutual understanding, trust, and positive outcomes. It involves being aware of not just the spoken words, but also the underlying emotions and intentions and the dynamics at play during the conversation. It is so important because sometimes we don't know how to talk to each other. We're too busy talking at each other or talking about each other instead of talking to each other. It matters. It does. So the art of meaningful dialogue. Improving conversational intelligence involves developing the skills that enhance your ability to communicate effectively, build stronger, more trusting relationships. Here are some tips to help you improve. I don't know about y'all, but I love tips. Okay, you gave me the context. You gave me the content. Okay, so how do I do this? How do I foster healthy communication? How do I foster conversational intelligence? Okay, you practice active listening. You practice active listening. Give your full attention to the person that's speaking. Okay, avoid interrupting, planning your responses while they're talking. Let me say that again, because sometimes we can't let the person talk. Wait. Say what you got to say so I can talk. Okay, so you want to give full attention to the person that's speaking. Avoid interrupting, planning your responses while they're talking. Listening. That's listening. Listen is not, hurry up and say what you got to say so I can talk, because you're not listening. Because when somebody's talking, they're sharing something with you. How about this? Repeat back what you heard. Because sometimes somebody's saying something and you hearing something differently, because hurt people hear differently. I'm telling you facts. Hurt people hear differently. I can say, you know what, just like the post I made. Somebody say, so you saying all people going to hell? And I said, did I say that? I did not say that. But hurt people hear differently. Okay, it's a fact. Okay, so number 2, reflect and clarify. Paraphrase, like I just said, paraphrase what the other person has said to ensure you understood correctly. Ask clarifying questions if needed. Sometimes we hear stuff and we pissed off because we're triggered. And it has nothing to do with you. They're just expressing themselves, and there's something that you have never dealt with and just got stirred up, and now you're trying to project it onto them. We do this I see this all the time in the comment section. I'm like, what's going on here? Are you okay? Like, what's happening? Okay, so next, cultivate empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. Try to understand the emotions and perspective of the other person. That's it. It's putting yourself in their shoes. And sometimes, if you have never experienced that, you may not understand that. And that's okay. So it is imperative that we put ourselves in there. You know what? I hear what you're saying. I've never experienced that, but I can see how that makes you upset. I can see how, you would be angry. I can see how it's hard. I can see why, you see the world that way. You might have been through all these different things, and now we don't see things the same way, and that's okay. Conversational intelligence gives us the ability to see each other's perspectives and not degrade or beat each other down because we see the world differently. It's having a conversation, having empathy, okay? Asking open-ended questions. Use open-ended questions that require more yes or no, or more than a yes or no answer, inviting deeper discussion. It is exploring perspectives, asking questions that help uncover underlying beliefs, assumptions, or motivations, right? It's asking those questions, not just assuming. Listen to understand, not listen to reply. Understand, okay? And be mindful of the nonverbal cues. Observe their body language. Pay attention to the facial expression, posture, and gesture to understand the full message being communicated. If you talking, everybody looking like, they might not be understanding stuff. Just pay attention to that. When I'm talking and I'm sharing things, I'm noticing the body language. You know what? Does anybody have any pause? Does anybody have any questions? I saw you looking a little confused, like, what's going on? What's happening? Ask those questions, right? So you want to be mindful of the nonverbal cues because they show it. People's face tell a lot. It does, whether you know it or not. Sometimes people talk with their face. They may not say nothing, but their face shows everything. So pay attention to the nonverbal cues. Use positive body language. Ensure nonverbal cues like eye contact, nodding, and open gesture convey interest and engagement. If you're talking to if somebody's talking to you and oh yeah, I know, yeah, you're not paying attention because you got this in your hand. You're not even eye contact. The phone is down. You listening. You looking into their eyes. You looking into their face. You are there active. You're active and present in the conversation. Okay, you're present in the conversation. So then you have what else? Manage your emotions. Stay calm under pressure. Practice technical techniques like deep breathing to maintain composure during difficult conversations. If you're having a difficult conversation, like somebody just posted some of the conversation that made absolutely no sense. So you know what I do? I sit here, take a deep breath, right? Take a deep breath because people say all kind of stuff. In the conversation, they'll say all kind of stuff, but you have to maintain your composure. Do not react to it because people just say whatever's on their mind, right? And whatever's on their mind might not be on your mind. You may not even be thinking about that. You may not even be talking about that. But they'll just throw it up in the comment section. They do it all the time. We have to have conversational intelligence. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So what else? You want to build trust through transparency. Be open and honest. Share your thoughts and feelings openly and be truthful in your communication. Open and honest communication. And then admit your mistakes, right? Acknowledge when you made a mistake. Take personal responsibility, which fosters trust. You want to practice self-awareness, understanding your triggers, right? Identify what's strong emotional reactions in you and learn how to manage these effectively. Okay? It is up to you to control your triggers, not somebody else. It's up to you. When you find yourself, a trigger is like a check engine light of your soul. Check in up under the hood. Something's going on. Something is happening there, right? And you want to learn how to manage those triggers effectively. So then you want to reflect on the conversation. After the conversation, reflect how it went. Consider what you did well and where you could improve. You know what? I had this conversation with this person and I noticed that I got a little triggered and I said some things that I shouldn't have said, right? So just noticing that. And the next time you're able to improve. Whenever you find yourself triggered, maybe you need to stop the conversation. Hey, I got a lot of feelings going on right now. And could we pause the conversation and revisit at a later time? That's okay too. All right. You want to foster, be flexible. You want to be willing to change the direction of the conversation, just like I said, if needed, and be open to new ideas. Foster collaboration, collaborative mindset, seek mutual understanding, aim for conversations where parties feel heard and understood. You want to aim for those type of conversations. If I know that people are closed-minded, it's only so much I'm going to say because it's like talking to a wall. So you have to be mindful. You want to seek mutual understanding. There's certain interactions, there's certain comments you just don't even respond to because this person is not, you can see that it's not open enough to have a conversation, have a different perspective, to see things differently, right? So you gotta be aware of that also. Working together, approach the conversation as a collaborative effort rather than a competition or debate. It's not a debate. You like what you like, I like what I like. And it's okay. We can both like what we like. We don't have to like the same things. We don't have to see things the same way. That is okay. Let's have a respective conversation. Let's agree to disagree respectively, okay? And then you want to expand your vocabulary. A rich vocabulary can help you express your thoughts more precisely and more effectively. You want to practice articulation, work on speaking clearly and concisely to ensure your message is easily understood. And sometimes when I'm talking, there's certain words that I know that people probably may not know, so I try to say things in a different way. Okay, so let me say this in a different way. right? So just look at what's happening in people, and they look a little confused with that word that you, a big word that you just use, like cognitive dissonance or whatever the word is, and you say, okay, so this means so 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 so. Let me say it another way so they can understand it. All right. So that is enhancing your vocabulary. That's practicing your articulation. And then you want to encourage feedback. You want to ask for their input, invite the feedback on your communication style, and be open to suggestions for improvement. Okay, so how did you think this conversation went? Could you provide me feedback? And feedback is not an insult. Feedback is to make you improve. Some people can't receive feedback. They ask for the feedback, but they can't receive it. Because it feels like you're insulting them. So they got something they got to work with within themselves. So feedback is just getting information to help you get better, right? So ask for the input, reflect and implement, use the feedback to refine your conversation skills over time. And then you want to maintain a growth mindset. You want to embrace learning, view every conversation as an opportunity to learn and improve your conversational intelligence. Be patient with yourself. Developing a conversational intelligence is a process, so allow yourself time to grow. This is a process. This is a process, but the more you implement it, the more you practice these communication styles, these techniques, the better your conversation, the better you get with your conversational intelligence, okay? Let's see, be patient with yourself. I think I just said that. Develop conversational intelligence to process so you allow yourself time to grow. Being consistent, by consistently applying these tips, you can enhance your ability to navigate conversations with a greater ease and effectiveness, leading to more meaningful connections and better outcomes in both personal and professional settings. We want to be able to talk to people better. Right? We want to be able to have conversations. We want to be able to have dialogue, meaningful dialogue. Okay? We want to be able to see things differently. Conversational intelligence is the ability to effectively navigate and engage in conversations in a way that fosters mutual trust, a positive outcome, mutual understanding, trust, positive outcome, and involves being aware of not just the words spoken, but the underlying emotions, intentions, and dynamics at play during the conversation. So when we have conversations all the time. I don't know about you, I want to have meaningful conversations. I want us to be able to agree to disagree respectfully. I don't want us to be being at war with one another. We already dealing with stuff in the world already. We don't need to be at war with one another about our opinions and our views and who we gonna vote for and who we ain't gonna vote for. We don't need to be at war with each other about that. You vote for who you vote for. You do what you do. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing. So we're able to see things differently. We don't have to insult each other. We don't have to talk down to each other. We don't have to be upset because somebody sees things differently based on their experiences. You don't get to tell somebody you're wrong the way you experience that. You're wrong the way you see that. We don't get to do that. Conversational intelligence matters. If we want to be better, it starts with us. It all starts with us. People are going to be people. They're going to say things because what's in the heart is going to come out of the mouth. It is. And some people's heart may be a little bit sick, maybe a little bit hurt, maybe stony. That don't mean we gotta give them that back. We give them up. You know what? Maybe we should have a conversation. That's okay. You don't have to respond to everybody. You don't. But I know those negative comments, they stand out. They do. They do. Take a deep breath, go walk, go process that thing instead of going back and forth with a stranger. Like, don't do that. So anyway, to tie this all up, what time it is? To tie this all up, my coach dropped some different, share with us the frequencies of communication. So also when it comes to communicating, what type of communicator are you? So I believe out of these, he gave us 3. So I want to share them with you. So there's the motivator frequency because we all communicate on different frequencies. So as far as myself, so one of them is motivator frequency. And so this motivator inspires and energize others. They have the ability to uplift and encourage people to achieve their best. Okay. And then for personal relationship, the motivator brings positivity, encouragement to their personal relationships, helping friends and family stay motivated and pursue their goals. They provide emotional support and cheer others on during challenging times. I know that is one of my, I know that's one of my frequencies. I'm the motivator. I'm on the motivator frequency. And in personal, professional relationships in the workplace, they boost the team's morale and inspire colleagues to strive for excellence. Their enthusiasm and encouragement helps create a positive work environment and driving productivity and engagement. So then you have the challenger frequency. So this person pushes others to think critically, stretch beyond their comfort zones. They question assumptions and provoke a deeper thought. I know that's me as well. The challenger encourages personal growth by pushing loved ones to confront their fears and expand their horizons. They foster resilience, self-improvement by challenging the status quo and encouraging new perspectives. In a professional setting, they drive innovation and continuous improvement by questioning existing processes and encourages critical thinking. They help teams avoid complacency and strive for higher standards of performance. And the Maven frequency is our knowledge seekers and information specialists. They thrive on gathering and sharing and dismantling information, okay? In professional and personal relationships, they enrich the conversation with valuable information, insights, helping others to stay informed and educated on various topics. They are the go-to person for advice, recommendations, and enhancing the knowledge base of their social circle. I know that's me as well. And then we have professional relationship. In a professional settings, the Mavens ensure their team or organization is well informed about the latest trends, research, and best practices. They play a critical role in decision-making processes by providing relevant and up-to-date information, facilitating informed choices and strategies. And then their frequency, they're knowledge seekers. They inspire others. They push others to think critically. I think I just said that. So those are the different, those are three of the different frequencies of communication. We all communicate differently. So when it comes to me being a motivator, I want to make sure I'm around other motivators because I'm the person that's always motivating. That can be draining because sometimes I need motivating too. So I got to be sure of who I'm communicating with and their frequency because we all communicate on different frequencies. This all ties into conversational intelligence. I wanted to share this information with y'all because it is something that we need, especially in the times that we're in with so many opinions and so many judgments and so many comments. So we're able to have respectful dialogue. We're able to have mutual understanding, trust, and positive outcomes. And also be aware of the underlying emotions, intentions, and dynamic of the dynamics at play during the conversation. That's all. I said a lot. But what is the result and end result, and what's the end goal of the conversation? It really depends on have that in mind when you're going to the conversation. What is the purpose of this conversation? So when you go into the conversation, you want to make sure you know what's the purpose of this conversation. What is the end result going to be, right? So when we have this conversation, we already have that planned. So I'm going to say, for example, I'm going to this person and I'm trying to figure out what I should do. Like there's so many things. When you're talented and you're gifted in so many different areas, you may not know what to do. So the purpose of this conversation is to figure out how to unblock my brain, right? How to unscramble what's in my head and help me develop a plan on what to do next. Because when you got so many things, you may not know what to do. So for example, the purpose of this conversation is to help me get clear, right? So this is a clarity conversation. By the end of this conversation, I want to be clear. That's an example number one. Or maybe it's a hard conversation. This person has been saying things and doing things and they have been hurting your feelings and you want to have a conversation with them. So, the purpose of the conversation is to express how you have been feeling based on the comments or the actions. The purpose of the conversation is to get some clarity around what is going on and do we need to continue to be in relationship with each other. Purpose of the conversation. I hope that makes sense. So, I just came about what you're talking about. Okay. So I am talking about conversational intelligence. I'm talking about the ability to effectively navigate and engage in conversations in a way that fosters mutual understanding. So this topic is conversational intelligence. So these are just tips, tools, and techniques on how we can have better respective interactions with people that we may not agree with. Okay. We're able to see different perspectives. We're able to have a mutual respectful conversation. We're able to agree to disagree respectfully. We're able to understand the underlying emotions on what's going on with us, building trust, asking questions, having empathy, putting ourselves in that person's shoes. Because sometimes we're having interactions with people that we may not agree with, okay? And that's okay. So that is the purpose of this video. That's the purpose of this topic. I wanted to share that because it is helping me, and I know that it can help somebody. So there are books and stuff on this. You can look it up. You can go on Google. What is conversational intelligence? How to improve it? What are some books out here? So any area that you lack wisdom in, be willing to go and seek that information. I got this information. I wanted to share it with y'all because I think it's imperative for where we are, and it helps me. And if something is helping me, I want to help somebody else. So Journey to Wholeness, I am all about transformational conversation. I'm all about things that I'm learning, things that I am currently working through myself, and it helps me. It definitely helps me, so I hope it helped you. I hope this was valuable, and I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for just your time and your attention. And I'm complete. I'm on here on Saturdays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, sharing information, sharing things that I'm learning in real time. So book. Let me look it up because I don't have that by chance. And I got all my devices. I'm on all my devices. I'm on all my devices at this time. Let me see if I can get that for you. Oh, shoot. Because everything's on Google. All I'm going to do is go to Google. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm on this work phone, and it is an Android. I don't like Androids because I don't know how to work them. So I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get to, okay, here it is. It's right there. Ain't that hard. So this would be books on conversational intelligence. Okay. A book on conversational intelligence.
According to Google Books, the key to success in life and business is to become a master at conversational intelligence.
Well, thank you. So they have this book, and it's called, it's on Amazon, and it is called Conversational Intelligence, How Great Leaders Build Trust and Get Extraordinary Results. And it's by Edith Glaser. And so this is what it looks like if you go on Amazon. So yeah, I'm gonna get this book as well because I want to learn. I want to be able to improve my conversational intelligence. I think this is an area that we all could improve in, right? So we can have better dialogue with each other. So that's just one of the books. There's another one came up. I ain't gonna show you too many because if you like me, you get too many. You don't know what to choose. So the other one is called Emotional Intelligence, Mastering the Art of Conversation. I don't know. I kind of like that one better, y'all. Emotional Intelligence, Mastering the Art of Conversation, because it all involves the emotions, right? It all ties into that emotional intelligence piece. And that is by Dan J. White. And that's what that looks like. So this book is called Emotional Intelligence, Mastering the Art of Conversation. Because when we get better with our words, we get better with our communication. Thank you, Holy Spirit. He just gave me that. When we get better with our words, we get better with our communication. I don't know about y'all. I want us to have healthy dialogue, healthy communication. I want us to be able to agree to disagree respectfully. I want us to know how to talk to one another, not talk at each other. I want us to know how to actively listen to one another. I'm going to give y'all an example, and then I'm gone. So I went to Sonic. I kept seeing the commercial for the smash burger. And I said, I'm going to try that smash burger. So I placed my order. I ordered my aunt a corn dog, and I said, I want to try the smash burger. And I saw they had onions, and I was like, I want the onions. And so, and she'll repeat it back to me. I said, well, she didn't say no onions. So I said, no onions, ma'am. She said, oh, yeah, I heard you. So I get up there. I pay for my food. I drive off. Lo and behold, I got a sandwich full of onions. You know why? She did not listen. She was too busy. I heard you. Oh, yeah, I got it. She did not have it. So conversational intelligence matters. It matters. I know that's crazy, but look at here. I ain't supposed to have that burger no way. So that's why I peeled those onions off and I ate it, though. Because I ain't felt like going back. But I peeled those onions off and I ate the burger. Nevertheless, conversational intelligence matters. We have to know how to actively listen to one another. Like listening to understand, not listening to spit out what you got to say. listen to understand. It's funny, ain't it? I was not supposed to have that burger. That's why I had all them onions on it. And I'm talking about the little diced onions. I had to peel them all off, but I ate it anyway. Nevertheless, I didn't really like that burger like that. The way they had made it look and what I received was two different things. So presentation is everything. Nevertheless, I digress. That's my example. I'm done, y'all. Look, I'll stay and chat all day long, but I know y'all got to go, and I got to go too. So I just thank you for your time and your attention, and get those books, and yeah, so we can have better conversation. Conversational intelligence, it matters, and it starts with us. When we get better, it gets better. So it starts with us. Have an amazing day. Stay in peace, y'all. Till next time. 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock. I start at 8 o'clock. So I hope you can tune in the next time. 8 a.m. Eastern time. Bye, y'all. Whew. Okay, so there we go. I'm trying to end.